Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's 100 comic book review episode. What?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations again.
Thank you. I'm enjoying this. This is what I live to do this. I really do. This is such an enjoyment for me. You guys have no idea.
Yeah.
It's not, now it's like I'm buying these comics, yes, to read for my pleasure and enjoyment, but now I get to share how I feel about it through videos as well. So this is just one of my, doing these videos is like the high point of my weekend. I love doing these.
You mean high point of your life?
Not my life. Because then we would have nothing to look forward to in the future. Wouldn't you agree, Amber?
What's the high point of your life right now?
Oh yeah, they go again.
Okay, high point. How about that?
It's a high point of my weekend.
Okay, well let's get
Venom number 7. I love this. I freaking love this issue. Venom versus Anti-Venom. And there's a part in this that was just, wow. I don't want to give anything away in this. It was so freaking good. But there's a lot that goes on. Then Anti-Venom is curing people in this church, which you guys would see. You have to get, if you really want the full story, get this issue, which has a piece of Anti-Venom and Venom in it, which coincides. These two books happen at the exact same time, just in different places. This involves Spider-Man more, and this is with Venom.
Yeah, you can.
This was good. Like, Anti-Venom is curing people, and Venom comes in to kill him, and the suit reacts to Eddie Brock because the suit wants to either combine with Eddie Brock again or kill him. And there's a part where Flash like panics, thinking that the suit really is taking over his mind, and he throws the suit off of. He wants the suit to get off of him. And because Anti-Venom's so weak, it rebonds with, the suit tries to rebond with Eddie Brock. And for the first time in a long time, holy shit, the best picture in the world of Venom ever. The official old Venom shows up for 2 panels, and then it turns out that Flash basically begs the symbiote to come back to him, and it does, and Eddie Brock goes back to being Anti-Venom. And then it leaves you off right where I said, Anti-Venom saying Venom showed up and tried to kill me, and then in the end there's a heartfelt moment with Eddie Brock with Flash Thompson and his dad. I don't want to spoil the very end, but if you guys want to see it, you can. You guys should check it out.
So, comments below this on page.
Very, very good. By the next part, I'm gonna have another can of Pepsi, or I'm gonna send Mike for it.
Or I'm gonna bring something else for me to drink.
Great artwork. Awesome story. Got to see Eddie Brock as Venom for 2 pages, and then that's it. And he was like, he didn't want to be Venom. He was like creepy just watching it. So anyway, absolutely check this out. Check it out, Amber. You're moving the comics as I'm reaching over for one.
I'm just trying to figure out where mine are.
You'll see as time goes on. Nobody knows. Wolverine number 16. I'm loving this series, but hating the cover art. This looks demonic. All of Wolverine's covers. Next issue looks like the frick. You watched the Stand, right? Did you ever watch the Stand movie?
Yeah.
Tell me this doesn't remind you of the Stand. This picture.
Yeah, actually does.
Thank you. You never watched the Stand. You were way too young to see it. Even I was too young to see it at the time, and I still watched it. Creepy ass movie, but freaking awesome.
I just don't like the cover. Not just demonic. It's not even creative.
It wasn't Stephen King. It was Stephen King.
Stephen King. I watched.
Holy crap! It was Stephen King.
It was Stephen King.
And I'm reading his son's work now.
That's movie I saw when I was a kid, and that freaked me out.
Yes, the story was really good. Wolverine's still in exile. He's running around with a wolf pack, and it turns out in the end, though, he ends up his pack gets kidnapped by these poachers who want to use them as a game. It's a game kind of thing. He saves the wolves, but then it turns out he finds this locked vault, and it turns out that the wolves aren't fighting each other; they're fighting kids. So he ends up saving the kids. And I love how this is kind of awesome. I'm sorry. In the on the first page, it shows like they do like what the Avengers did in their during Fear Itself, where it shows everybody and they're saying something about Wolverine. They did it on the first page, and then they show a little bit of Wolverine's story. Then they did it on the 4th page, and I think that's where they stopped it. No, and then they did it on the 5th, 6th, 7th page, and then it stopped right there where it's Wolverine's girlfriend interviewing people. And then it turns out in the very end, awesome splash page once again.
Wolverine's got a girlfriend?
Yeah, awesome splash page. All of his friends show up to beg him to come back, to come home. And
I like
wow.
saying
and then
cowboy.
And then one thing that I will say, if you guys read Schism, when Wolverine comes back and he's full of like arrows in his skin and ninja stars. At the very end of this book, that's actually what where this book ends. So it ends right where Wolverine is back on Utopia, and it says the next issue of Wolverine, Wolverine 17, is going to be the after events of Schism, the aftershock on the Wolverine comic. I love the ending, Wolverine Forever. That was freaking epic. I love this series. I love the artwork in this book. It was really good. Really, really nice.
Oh, well, I have a question. I know this has nothing to do with this. When I'm done with my comic, can I borrow your computer for like 5 minutes?
Why?
Well, I'm gonna look something up.
Right now?
No, after I finish my comics.
She's always doing this to me, folks. Whatever, fine.
Thank you.
Final comic this week from Marvel. There were no specific order, to be honest, this week, but this book kind of deserves to be on top. New Avengers 16.1.
I like the cover.
Cover was really good. It's all about Norman Osborn. They want to move Norman Osborn from the Raft to someplace else. I keep forgetting the name of it. And the first time, the fake move, turns out some people try to rescue Norman Osborn because his people want to save him because they think he's like the new Messiah or something. And that doesn't work. And then the second time, the real time they move him, when they really move him, it happens anyway, and Norman Osborn escapes, and it says to be continued all next year in New Avengers. And Spider-Man's going crazy. He's like, tell me this. He's like, tell me this can't be happening. Tell me this can't be happening. And then the last page is like, this is it. It's happening. And that's where they leave you all. That's the whole issue. I just summed the whole thing up. Norman
That sounds
Osborn
like it could be a what if Norman was a new Messiah-like person.
Crazy, 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 crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, wow. And now, this is what I don't understand. Why is Spider-Man in his FF costume in the New Avengers? Why? And even the Thing. Why can't Spider-Man be in his regular costume and the Thing be in his regular shorts?
I guess without the Thing, maybe he'll be regular.
Why? It doesn't need to be in his FF costume.
They're trying to push it, I guess.
Maybe they're trying to push the costume because in FF he's going to end up leaving.
Probably.
Yeah, that could
really
be
good.
it.
Really good. I would say check it out because it's setting up for next year.
Yep.
Now, we've gone through the Independents and we've gone through Marvel. Ladies and gentlemen, the last week of number ones, as far as ongoing number ones, from DC Comics is here. We have a lot of time. We could go into another part. We probably are. Most likely we are. Because the stack of number ones is yay thick. So we have a lot to discuss. And we're going to start with Amber. I don't know how I did this. We started the whole comic review off with Amber. Now we're starting DC off with Amber.
Yay! It's become the Amber Show. Joking.
Even in your wildest dreams, that would never happen.
Hey!
Starting off Amber Show.
This book I initially bought. But
I want to announce it.
I announced it.
Please?
Well, I initially bought this book. Go ahead and announce it. Might as well.
Batwoman.
I didn't like it really because too much backstory and I don't know. It didn't. I have so many Bat books. It's like this is another Bat story. For
Personally.
Who doesn't read Batman or Nightwing? This is why she likes this because she's only reading Batgirl.
Not even that. Oh, don't even get me started with Batgirl. Let me just look through this for a second. No, it's good.
Sorry,
it's good.
Batman fan.
No joke, it's really good.
I'll see you guys in an hour.
Okay. The story is pretty much, it starts out where she goes in and she goes in and she tries to rescue some kids from being taken from a weeping ghost.
Can I interrupt you 1 second? Epic artwork. I'll say that much. Epic artwork. Keep going.
Apparently a lot of kids have been taken. Why did you have to show that page of all?
I know, I just realized it.
A lot of kids have gone missing recently from the same entity. The same woman who's been trying to track Batman for so long. Give me this for a second, I can't remember her name. Agent Chase, okay, has been looking for Batman for years, has now been called in to look for Batwoman. And she's like, again, you know I don't like Gotham.
We didn't get anything there.
Anyway, there's another girl in here, what's her name?
Her?
She
Phoebe,
called her
I think.
Fleabee.
Phoebe, not Fleabee!
She called her Fleabee.
Phoebe!
Fleabee.
It's like tomatoes.
She called
I
her
really
Fleabee.
need glasses. I really do need glasses. Wow, she's right. She's right.
Want my reading glasses?
But she was,
No, I can't see
she's
it all.
also a, like, asking where her suit was.
She reminds me of Bucky. The way she's dressed. It's Batwoman and Bucky. Female
Flamebird.
Bucky.
Flamebird. Flamebird.
She's
Okay.
a flaming bird.
She says
Flame
you need
on.
a suit, so she's wearing like this utility suit. But whatever, I'll jump out of that.
Not even close.
It's actually a very good book. And apparently, this Batwoman has a twin sister named, I believe, Jane.
Yeah, I believe so.
And she was killed. And the reason this Batwoman
That's what
has
Tarzan
not been,
took Jane.
this Batwoman has not been in
Not
contact
forever.
with her father's because her father let her twin die. But it's a very good.
So you're gonna stick with
Yes,
it?
definitely.
Okay, good. So I have somebody who's gonna stick to Batwoman.
I like it.
Now, Joe.
Oh, let me just be funny real fast.
Oh,
It's written or co-written by J.H. Williams III
The third.
and W. Hayden Blackman.
And what's so funny about that?
I like saying the third.
I'm sorry, Joe. I wish I could have introduced you to my comic reviews on a high note,
yeah.
but due to the fact that this is an old book, I have to do this first.
It's
This is
okay,
the oldest.
It's okay. I don't mind.
This is, I believe, at the same time as
Random
Batwoman.
order.
I'm not sure.
Oh, by the way.
Blue. What?
I don't know, just real fast. That's glasses.
No. What'd you think it was? It was not a bra. It was the glasses. I've
You
seen
thought
the video.
it was a bra.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
In the comics, she showed. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Blue Beetle number 1.
I know. No.
Go ahead.
Okay, now, briefly here. I read the synopsis on Midtime. You sent it to
Yes,
me.
I sent it to you. It was 5 stars.
Not only was it 5 stars with great ratings, but actually the synopsis is very misleading because it was nothing at all like the book.
This is why I really sometimes I hate CBR because they say a book, they pump it. It's like, wow,
Yeah,
it's
wow.
freaking awesome.
It
Grab
tricked me to read it, to really think there would be a story and
Well, you have
some
to. They always
action.
tend to do that.
You know, but even Chris, come on, you even said, like, why not get Blue Beetle?
I read it
You
before
didn't get
Joe, and I'm like, Joe, you're gonna hate it. I know you're gonna hate it.
It dragged on to the point where, let's put it this way, probably won't be able to give the full story because, let's see, a lot of it was in Spanish.
And it's not even translated.
No, it isn't
I
translated.
didn't even
25% of it, at least, to 30% of the text is in Spanish. And
He's not Spanish, as you can tell.
I don't speak Spanish, sorry, and a little bit actually is French. I do recognize I took French, but I don't speak
Unless
French
you go on
either.
Google and do the translation from
The comic book doesn't work, but let me tell you, it had.
that's true. You
It
can
started
do that.
off with
Translate it.
I don't know some
Some teen
aliens.
drama. Oh, alien.
Aliens, and then it jumped to teen drama, and it's not even worth getting into what it was about. Pointless teen drama you would see on Degrassi, I think. Kinda.
The
Hey,
Spanish version.
don't
Oh.
even say that. I
Don't
like
use
the
the-
Alright,
girls.
fine, I won't insult Degrassi. Like
One
that.
Not to
Tree Hill.
mention,
One Tree
some
Hill,
people-
fine.
90210.
I like One Tree Hill
What about-
too.
All right,
Alright,
90210. Just get out.
Alright, I give up, I give up.
I don't like that one.
Alright,
so-
90210, there you go, how about that? Alright, fine, I get
The
think
debating
show she
teen
doesn't like.
shows.
Alright, I don't know.
I do like
Hey, I'm
it a
trying
lot.
to-
Sorry,
make
sorry
peace
for anyone who
here.
likes teen shows. but
Gossip Girl.
It
is one I
was just
really
like
don't like.
aliens, then didn't explain anything.
Oi, mommy.
Yeah,
Oh.
or Poppy, or Paco Taco.
I couldn't believe that is insulting to
That is
Spanish
insulting.
people.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
that.
but
You said
it is though. I'm just.
We had 3 guests in the building from Degrassi. 3 of the cast members were in my
And
store.
we don't care. Let's keep going.
Alright,
Yes,
now-
they were in my store.
I don't know where the Blue Beetle, like, you don't see the Blue Beetle to the end of the comic who's one of the teams who's fighting with the other guy because he's got the girl on some soccer team, which is kind of like, who cares? Just,
So
that's
can I
my
just
opinion
take
of it.
this and do this?
Yeah, I really didn't want to look into it anymore. Once reading it was enough. It dragged on, and just to put it point and simple, don't
So,
get it.
that's
Unless
it.
you want all the number ones.
Blue
yeah.
Beetle has joined Stormwatch
Yeah.
in the not even
I'll
coming
just
back.
say
for
the
number
end,
2.
and that's it. The end bit, pretty much, one of the guys from the soccer team, who's jealous of the girl, turns into the Blue Beetle, and is he gonna be the
Jamie.
Blue Beetle? Yeah, Jamie was the name. I didn't even bother remembering names in that one. I'm bad with names anyway, but didn't care to. And to be continued, the end. Not even a great cliffhanger. Nothing to even really want back.
Okay, so Blue Beetle has reached the cutting block.
Drop.
This I enjoyed. Let me show it first. Get your hands away from the book. Get your hand off my book.
Or get behind the couch.
That you're reviewing that I'm keeping. Catwoman number 1.
Hey, you can't do that to me.
Well,
I like
yes, I
that.
certainly
Catwoman.
can.
I
I got a
like.
couch.
I liked it.
Arguments
She was
here.
she's still an awesome
I liked it.
Slash.
I don't care. You know, everybody complained that she was very sex.
Yeah,
sex,
she
It
is.
was a very sexual
I like
book.
that actually.
That's what I meant. They say it's a very sexual book because they're showing bras, but it's not. That's Catwoman.
See, no, this pretty much what she's doing is she's throwing all of her gear
That's her
on,
persona.
throwing her cats into a carrier.
Which is that was funny. That cracked me up.
She threw in like 20 cats into one carrier.
But Catwoman being
But
sexy is her persona.
the reason she had to do that is because someone was about to either torch her place.
Yeah, but
turns out they bombed her place.
But the thing
No,
that was
wait.
controversial was the last page.
Yes,
That's all
I
I'm
know.
gonna say. The
Okay.
end.
Oh.
But she gets a job in this
Controversial.
Russian place. Not anything bad. One of the guys in there she had an incident with
Can
before.
I show the cover, please, to people?
You already showed it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. She's going through the book again.
But I want to show you
Does
something.
it remind you of somebody?
This is the
I'm sorry.
This is the incident. Apparently, someone was killed by
Yeah,
the
this-
guy. Someone was killed by the guy, the girl.
Yeah, that was a woman that she
Yeah.
witnessed it.
And
She's when she was a little kid.
Exactly. Then she became she went back. Shut up, guys. She went
What? I'm
back.
not doing anything.
She killed the guy pretty much, and then got into her costume and ran. I want to show them the ending.
Sounds good though.
No, because they've seen the ending everywhere.
Oh,
Batman.
Okay. Apparently, she and Batman have been hooking up for a while.
that part I didn't.
Who didn't know that? I
You
knew
can
that for
tell
years.
Oh, we know that we're playing
One
like
thing
cat
that you
and
don't
mouse,
know
no
that
pun
I do
intended
know
for years.
that I want to throw out there.
As you can tell from this, and then the last page, which is.
That was all plastered everywhere.
They've been
Anyway.
flirting since.
Anyway,
Let me tell you
I
one
like
thing.
it. It's good
One
that
thing-
I'm coming back.
So am I. I read it too. So I'm
Yeah,
coming back
Catwoman's
myself.
awesome.
Now, one thing that I do want to say that's in this that
say
was
that.
not in the mainstream DC that they changed
Not that one.
with the relaunch, Catwoman no longer knows that Bruce Wayne is
He's
Batman.
Batman, no.
She doesn't know the man under the cowl, but Batman knows that she's Selena Kyle.
Not necessarily. She said he might. She doesn't know.
He does. He's
He know-
Batman.
yeah.
He's
She
freak.
said because
He's
it's
detective.
Batman
He's an
instinct
expert
will know
at
it's Selena
these
Kyle.
That's what she says. She says because he's an excellent detective,
He knows.
he probably
He
knows
does.
who I am.
Yeah.
He knows who she is. How did she find her? How did he find her if he didn't know?
Yeah.
So that's the only difference. But at some point, I think Catwoman's gonna find out it's Bruce Wayne's Batman,
Oh,
because there's gonna be some type of crossover. Anyway,
I liked it, especially how she's like, I like that his skin tastes like
I always
metal.
like her.
He uses something.
yeah, to protect his skin from any
She's
type
a good
of
character.
pretty good.
poisoning.
She always
I
was.
liked it a lot.
Now, a book you liked. The only book you
I'm
really
not really
praised.
crazy
No,
about this character.
This is just my opinion. I mean, others.
Wait, before you say Captain Atom #1.
Captain Atom #1,
Not crazy about
which is
it.
the cover. And I'll tell you right now, honestly,
Alright, I'll tell
this
you.
book I really thought was the best out of the three I've read.
Ooh,
Captain
I'm sorry
Atom.
for interrupting. 1 second. Awesome artwork. Artwork. I would
Yeah,
give
you
it
read
awesome
that,
artwork.
please.
This was okay artwork. This was really good artwork, really.
You
Not
said
really
the
okay.
story. You
Okay.
read that, so you
Story
Was that one good?
Good.
Joe, was that one good?
This, yeah,
Artwork
I
is
recommend
great.
it now. Let me tell you why. I'm a jump on friendly. I think it's very jump on friendly because I don't know anything
Wanna
about
go forward
Captain
so she can
Atom.
walk past you?
But pretty much he's what's it called? They explain how he came about from all the atoms and particles, the law of physics, pretty much. And they never mentioned his mentor's name was in a wheelchair. I don't know. Those of you
Don't
who read
look at
Captain
me. I'm not a
Atom,
Captain Atom fan. I
You
did
guys
not.
know.
Actually, I did not.
really like
I did not like that. I'm not a Captain Atom fan per se. So I read through that. I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't come back for #2. You want me to get it?
Yeah,
so
I'll
I'm
tell you
gonna
what.
get
Yeah,
it.
because like he loses control of his powers. He really doesn't have much control of his powers. Which I kind of like that story.
One
about
thing
it.
that you said that another character reminded you of Spawn. This character reminds me of Spawn too. The more he uses his power,
Mhm,
the
they
more it
drain
drains his
it.
life
Yeah,
force.
it's
Same
just
thing
like
with
Saturday
Spawn.
on
We'll
Exactly.
get to that next. Yeah.
next issue. But yeah, a lot of its copies also Spawn. The two books I read copied Spawn. But anyway,
You're a Spawn fan at heart.
his mentor's in the wheelchair really like in bad shape. But he's telling him, he's explaining basically who Captain Atom is because he has no memory or recollection of who he really was. And he tells him, you use your power, you can die. And then Captain Atom gets a call from, I remember her name, Renata, who's apparently his assistant, and she tells him, Manhattan, there's a big earthquake going on, but it turns out it's not an earthquake, which we just...
Yeah, exactly.
New York.
Try to leave a little bit
Yeah,
of...
yeah. It was, no, I'm just going to say it was just a volcano. He's basically just a big action scene, which is very, very good. I recommend you guys see it. But, what's it called? I'm not going to show it. And, yeah, he saves New York from the volcano. His powers are completely drained. Will he die? To be continued.
Yeah, they leave you at that. Will he die? Won't he
Yeah,
die?
I know he's not going to die, but I want to see what's going to happen next issue. Like,
I
his powers.
personally didn't like it.
I really
I'm not
thought
a Captain
interesting.
Atom fan.
Like the storyline, like the action in it.
I personally am not a Captain Atom fan, but you like it. It's only
I say a
$2.99.
7 out of 10, but They go from 1 to 10 by that.
Yeah, no, okay.
Alright,
So we'll stick to it. Now, good, you're back. Let's get to this.
Move forward. Thank you.
Wonder Woman, number 1, Amber.
As I'm walking back, yeah. Very good. I know.
didn't drag it on that one, so
You didn't drag it. I didn't say
I'm
you dragged
joking.
it all. I was saying leave some suspense.
It's very
Alright.
good,
Oh.
but when I was reading it, I'm going to give you a little story. I was eating.
Yeah, don't do that apparently.
First pages are very gruesome, graphic, gross, disgusting.
Let's just say decapitating of certain animals.
Just want to say one thing. I was lucky not.
Yeah,
one
I
thing.
was gonna leave that for them
I
to
didn't
find
see
out.
any gore at all on the 3. Wow, you were
Yeah,
telling
his
me
are
why,
not
yeah.
gory at all.
No.
Hers are the most gory. No, actually, Swamp Thing
I
is the
don't mind
most
gore.
gory. See?
Okay. Okay, that was kind of gross. But the whole point of this story is pretty much Wonder Woman has to save a girl from being killed. Pretty
Doesn't
much.
she always?
But when you really think about it, I'm gonna leave it up to them. One of the other mythological people, I'm not gonna give away who,
They know
is
who it is. There
injured.
were previews.
I know is injured and pretty much killed. And he's like, you have to protect her at all costs because she's carrying.
A baby. Carrying what? A backpack. Come on.
Yeah,
She's carrying.
baby.
I was gonna say that, but you interrupted.
Oh, I thought you didn't want me to say. I thought you didn't want to say that.
Apparently it's Zeus's,
Backpack.
You too.
That I was surprised with.
and it's supposedly
Hercules.
no. It's supposedly
Hercules.
it's supposedly the person
Oh,
that's
right.
supposed to defeat the person that's trying to kill her. This
Right.
baby is going to
Now the
kill.
person it was meant to kill.
Wait,
Isn't
the
that
baby's
guy in
gonna
the
kill
very
someone?
end that it's
Baby
okay?
kill someone?
That's also Zeus's.
Really?
Remember? Hold on. I just want to show you real fast.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I just want to check.
This
It'll
guy,
vibrate when it's ready to go.
Yeah.
the guy that was on the rooftop with the girls.
I didn't know he was Zeus' son. I have to really reread that then.
That's.
He says he's the son of a
interesting.
god.
Oh, one
Oh,
question.
yeah, was it-
On the cover, they changed it 3 times. First had Wonder Woman in just underwear. Next had her in the pants. Next had her back in the underwear. What would you like? What do you
The
prefer?
pants thing.
I like the underwear. I don't
See?
think it's a big deal. Oh,
He
yeah.
changed it.
What was it?
He
Something
incinerated
in
her.
here. Your father's children will murder another and take his place. Whatever. That's dear old dad. Not
Yeah.
born yet, whatever. Does not exist yet. See?
Okay.
And sorry, Amber, for saying this, but I love Wonder Woman's old costume. Hate the new one. Sorry.
I really don't like the new one either.
You don't like this?
No.
No.
I like the one where she was in the
costume? No.
pants and the
No,
coat.
no.
I like that. It looked really nice.
That I'll give you. It was
No,
okay.
you like
That's too much.
But the old one still was the best.
Yeah, that's an 80s feel, really.
Yeah.
I don't care. It looked
It was okay.
really
I
nice.
This I don't like. You like this?
Could've been
Compared to the
better.
old one, the classic. I'm talking about the original.
Personally, this is closer to the classic.
It is.
It is than the
Really
other
is.
one.
I don't like either one.
And personally,
I'm like,
I
the other
like
one's
this.
okay.
Don't get me wrong, I like it. I wish they had drawn
Yeah,
this art a
okay.
little better. It would have looked nicer. But when it comes down to it, my favorite was the one where she looked more what someone could portray every day.
Yeah. I like this issue, though.
Instead
I'm
of
coming
walking
back.
around
I'm
like
coming back.
Classic
Yeah, I am.
one.
But
I
I'm
mean,
just
old
warning you
school
ahead of
fashion
time. That
classic.
first part was kind of.
Yeah, don't be eating.
I was eating and I was like, I didn't even want to read it after eating.
I
Okay. This I'm on the fence with. I got issue 2 because it's coming out next week, and these comics, once again, are 2 weeks late. And I don't know why they only waited like 2-3 weeks to release this next part. Deathstroke #1. Pete from Pete's Basement recommended, was talking about it, and I saw there was one left in stock in Midtown, so I checked it out. Turns out he's a guy that goes on secret missions, and they think he's getting too old, the government. So,
Sorry.
thank you. And apparently he's not wearing a cloth suit anymore. Now it's like armor. Even the helmet is kind of like armor.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that.
It's really cool. He looks more anime, which is but it's very graphic. Very, very graphic.
Okay, Elmer Fudd.
Mhm.
I know.
Well, that's what
But this is a great picture, by the way. The artwork is amazing.
I have to mention something
Now
else.
you could go ahead, but when that's next. So in the end, basically, it turns out, I believe, from what I see, something's in the suitcase that he was meant to pick up. And in the end, spoiler alert here, he kills his team because he really works alone. And he's like, we got work to do, to be continued. I was like, I'm on the fence with it. I really didn't want issue 2, but because next week is a very light week, I figured I'd throw in Deathstroke number 2 to just see where it's going. Number 2 is going to be my definitive stay or definitive go. So I'm on the fence with this right now. Next is another Amber book.
I am going to get number 2.
Mind you guys, I'm just letting you guys know, the reason Amber has so many books this week is because they're combining a lot of old books with the new. Because she wasn't here last week, last episode.
I know. I'm letting you know, I am going to get number 2 of this just to see if it gets better.
Are you freaking serious? You said no.
Let me see them both.
I want to see it. I want to see.
You said no too, yeah.
I know, but I want to see what happens next. Just the next part. If I don't like
this is shit in my
You
opinion.
said no, no.
I know, but the last page is a cliffhanger.
Just
and
so what? I didn't
They're
show
all
the cover
cliffhanger.
yet.
That's what I was gonna flip it.
iVampire
iVampire.
#1.
I'm
I
gonna
thought
let-
it sucked.
I'm gonna let you know, I didn't particularly like it, but the ending left me on such a cliffhanger. I just want to see the next part.
Give me $3 because that's
Fine,
a
I
waste
will.
for me.
Okay, I just want to see the next part. I'll
I
give
hate
you a
Captain Adam, but
rundown.
at least it's not a waste.
This guy is Andrew. He's pretty much trying to kill everybody because he doesn't want to be a vampire. Doesn't like them.
It's so dark.
I understand. She's the one that wants to bring everyone down, wants to kill everyone, kill all humans, created a party, and these vampires can turn into wolves.
You're a vampire suck up. You know, I just figured that out.
Addict,
You won't drop
Oh, we
anything
know
that
that,
involves
Joe.
vampires.
We
Even
know
American
that.
Vampire, which makes fun of your southern people, you're still going to pick up the next issue. You won't drop vampires at all.
Yeah.
You disgust. You
I
disgust.
just told you.
Traitor, you.
I just want to read one more.
I'm gonna keep
If
count of how many
it
times
sucks,
these two
I'll
get in an
drop it.
argument.
I just want to find out what happens
Like, how many,
next,
like,
and then
8
I'll
times
drop it.
already?
You people are witnesses.
Yeah,
You're going to be
I don't
here for
keep
the next
count.
couple
I
of
lost
episodes. We'll
count.
see.
I've lost count after 8. I
Okay,
think.
this is funny because he just did an Elmer Fudd reference. In this
You're gonna
book,
get fired.
as a wolf, she goes, and I quote,
Oh, and you quote.
"I'm hunting rabbits."
Very nice. Ha ha ha.
That, you don't
It's
steal
rabbit
my
rabbit
season.
season, duck season,
That is not a
fire.
line
She's
to
hunting
steal.
a goose, and she goes, "Shh."
Well, it wasn't
I'm
duck
hunting
goose,
rabbits.
so.
If,
Don't see the humor
let's
in it.
not pay attention to the Twilight fan here and listen to me when I say this. This is a skip, guys. I did not like this at all.
I didn't particularly like it. I really didn't.
Well, look at it.
But as
No
I
offense.
said, I want to see
Amber.
what happens next because of the cliffhanger. That's it.
I'm not even remotely interested. I feel like you owe me $6 for
Amber,
the first issue and
All
then
books, the other ones have a
second
cliffhanger too,
altogether.
and most books have.
Actually, wait.
With
We have a
those
minute
I
left.
know.
No, we have like shorter than that.
Alright guys, so we're going to come back. We have more books from
Yeah.
this week. We're done. Well, actually, we're starting with iVampire. We're back on schedule. iVampire was from this week, and the rest of the books are also from this week. So let's enjoy this week's books after iVampire's crap next. So we'll see you guys in the next part. You are a vampire sucker.